This serves as a beacon of hope as we close off Mental Health Awareness Month, recognizing that mental wellness knows no celebrity status or socio-economic boundaries. Two celebrities that come to mind when we talk mental health are what many would call pioneers of their genres. Jabulani Tsambo, who was affectionately known as Double HP, passed away on the 24th of October in 2018. Can you believe it? 2018. And Rikhado Makhado, aka Riky Rick, passed away on the 23rd of February in 2022 at the age of 34. In studio today, we are joined by their widows, Lerato, Sengadi and Bianca Naidoo, who have agreed to speak to us about the importance of good mental health, especially among artists and entertainers, as well as their legacies of their late husbands. Ladies, it's such a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Man, I look at visuals. We were playing Double HP's song, and you heard the cameraman singing every word, not missing a beat on that.
100%.
That is the legacy that he left behind. I mean, how are you feeling? How do you feel these years later?
Oh, I think every day is different. You know, like yesterday was the anniversary of his passing, and I think that's why my voice sounds this way, because it's emotionally, it's still a battle, but it's the first time in 6 years where I didn't cry, and I chose to celebrate him and celebrate his life and talk about him and play his music and be with loved ones, and I tried to be every day. So days are different, you know, but we just do the best we can.
I mean, 4 years, first year not crying, it's showing you that it's getting better. Yours is more raw.
Yeah.
In 2022, I mean, this was like yesterday. How are you doing?
How am I doing today?
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're okay today?
I think it's moment by moment and day by day. Some days are good, some days are bad. And yeah, I just don't know if for me, I'm not sure if it gets any better. I feel like this year has been one of my hardest since Riky has passed.
Yeah.
And probably just because it all sinks in, you know? But today I'm good.
You know, there's so much attention, and I understand that there's attention on those that are gone, but the ones that are left behind are the ones that really are the ones that carry the burden. And you keep asking questions: why? Could I have done something differently? Did I miss something? I imagine these are kind of questions that you go through and you grapple with.
Yeah.
How do you get through that? Because I imagine you are speaking to thousands of people that are going through the same thing you're going through.
I think I can't say that I missed something because I knew about his condition, right? I just tried to be cognizant and look out for the red flags, and you're there, you're a caregiver, and you want to create this bubble around this person because there's so many expectations and people wanting of them every single day. You know, people with mental health are the ones that make other people so happy. Every time. It's always the guys that make everyone happy because they know what it's like to not be. So they give of themselves that much. And I mean, when your partner suffers from any form of mental illness, as the spouse, all you can do is hold their hand.
Yeah.
That's really it. There's nothing you can do or say that'll change anything. All you can do is give them a soft landing.
And what about you? I mean, was Double HP, we sort of in a way knew what he was grappling with. Riky Rick, I mean, was it the same?
I think Riky was very vocal about his mental health challenges and his addiction, and it's exactly what you're saying. It's, they always giving up of themselves, and you see that every day living with them. You see how much it takes to always give yourself. And I think in the time Riky and I were together, it was just about, and listen, it wasn't always like that. I think the last couple of years, I would say the last 2 years of his life was challenging, and it was just about holding him, holding him, understanding, and I think I poured more love into that time, more than anything, because I knew how much he was battling. The question always comes up, could I have done better, could I have done more? and absolutely not. I think I gave him everything that he needed at that time. And do you think a person will, you know, go that far? No.
No, you don't.
You don't.
I imagine, I mean, that is always the last thing on your mind.
Yeah.
You think, okay, we're battling, we'll get through it. There are good days and there are bad days, but they're not going to go that far.
Yeah.
What was it like for you when that happened? I mean, when you realized that it was as bad as taking my own life. Like, that's how bad I am. I'm sorry to ask such a sensitive question, because do you want to go?
Yeah, I can go first. I think it doesn't sink in immediately. And I think for me, and probably for Lerato as well, when it's in the public eye, it just becomes complete chaos, because you having to answer people. Is it true? You know, I think the most insensitive questions come up in that moment, at that time.
Absolutely.
For me, it was just making sure that my kids were okay, and before it got to them, that they were in an environment that was safe and secure, and that the first place they were getting it from was me. You know, so my first thought was them, and my absolute sadness and hurt, and I think I felt so much for Riky in that moment. Like, my heart just went to him, and I remember, you know, saying I'm so proud of him because of how much he put into being okay, and trying to be okay, and being there for everybody else. He really fought.
Wow.
And I can say, you know, even today, I'm so proud of him. A lot of people ask, am I angry? I'm not. I'm not angry. I'll have moments where it's about the kids, like I wish he was there for them. And those are the moments where I get, it's not anger. I think it's more sadness than anything else, you know. But no, I'm not angry with him.
No. Lerato, do you want to touch on that a bit?
Oh, it just makes me so sad.
I know.
Right? Because I felt it's like, we're like copy and paste, you know, like. It's
one of the toughest copies. What I can tell you is the joy he brings. So, personal story. I have one of these little photo albums, electronic photo albums next to my bed. And for some reason, my photo album loves a picture of HHP and myself. He came to visit studio, larger than life, happier. He was giving me the biggest hug, and he was just, as you said, spread so much happiness.
And also obsessed with you.
Well, I mean, I think I loved him as much. But I'll tell you what happens is that sometimes you're given as much joy in life, and he may have used up that quota in spreading that joy to everyone else. And maybe by the time it came to him, it was like, okay.
Like I was saying, like you were saying, that all you can do is just pour love into this person. And I also believe that him fighting for as long as he did was one of the most valiant things he could have done. And I'm proud of him for that, right? And I just want people to understand that mental illness is like cancer. It's no different. You can't give empathy to people who are sufferers of things that they can't control and have a double standard when it comes to mental health. You know, and the world is so unkind that they just think it's funny, you know. They say the meanest things to people who are left behind. Oh, it's your fault. Where were you? You should have done this. You should. It just shows that they're not aware of how dangerous and how alive it is amongst us. In the entertainment industry, it's even worse, where you have people who have platforms that should be spreading information and dispelling myths and educating, but they're making fun of people who have mental health issues. It's very irresponsible.
Yeah, it is. And I've said it before and I will say it again. Social media is the biggest issue with our society, because that makes it worse. It makes it worse for the person going through it, makes it worse for the people that are reading comments that are so untrue, and you've got to live with these visions and everything out there. But ladies, we're going to wrap this up, but you know, if there are people going through what you're going through? Because this is now, it's left with you to handle and raise your children in the best possible way and remember their legacies, but look after yourselves at the end of the day, because you are individuals here as well, making your mark in this world. What is the message? Bianca, let me start with you. What is the message you give to people out there during these tough times?
For yourself?
Yeah.
Just being kind and gracious to yourself, you know. I'm also, right now, I'm trying to cultivate joy in my life. Whatever that means, I really don't know at this point. I'm figuring it out. But I think just being kind and gracious to yourself, and personally for me, I know how much I put in, how much of love I poured in.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I did that. And yeah, my message would be just be kind and gracious to yourself.
Lerato, your message?
Same.
Yeah. Be kind and gracious.
Be kind to yourself, listen to yourself, be with people that make you happy, that pour into your cup. We're just saying outside, like, we hang out, like, I'm always
So
wanting to be
easy.
with her because it's stress-free and there's kindness.
Yeah.
And you understand each other, and that is, it's a blessing you have each other. Ladies, thank you for your bravery, thank you for your kindness, and thank you for the message that you're spreading to those that so desperately need it. Lerato, Sengadi and Bianca Naidoo, the widows of HHP and Riky Rick, talking to us about mental health.